that when they get rid of all the illegals in this country, white billionaires will then magically become generous and start paying people a living wage.
Like that he can just get there in a sentence, you know? Just cut through the entire Trump administration, not to mention every right-winger's logic, where it's like, yeah, don't actually question billionaires or what they do or massive corporations. Just stay mad at immigrants.
In the middle of the streets.
Those fucking
because he went to Europe for some Illuminati meeting, and he was like, you know, I like this Amsterdam. Even though our city is not set up like that whatsoever, and it's a completely different country, let's do what they're doing.
I'm surprised he didn't set up a canal.
Well, yeah, dig up Canal Street. That's the next thing he's going to do, and make it a waterway again.
It's not a bad idea. You know, young people are calling Manhattan these days?
No.
They call it Work Island.
Work Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not for fun.
I don't know that it was ever fun.
Well, you live here. You live on Work Island. I suggest you move to Brooklyn.
No, I'm not going to be another white guy that moves to Brooklyn and ruins a neighborhood.
You would be amongst your peers. They're already all ruined, dude. You live in Hudson Yards, right? You live on that sculpture?
Yes. They actually built that for me.
Yeah.
That's my white privilege. Even though I haven't really done anything, they still built me a sculpture. Do you know they had to shut that down because people would jump into their deaths?
Yeah, because they saw it and they said, fuck it, I'm out. That's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Was that for like the lazy suicide person? Because you could really jump from anything in New York. You know what? I bet per capita, this is probably the most jump to your death. Oh, that's a bad thing to bring up. Sorry.
I mean,
historically
it's
speaking.
just a fact. Sir.
Yes, it is.
It's a fact. Sir.
All right. It got dark quick. We went to one stop.
I got a real question for you.
Yes.
What's your take?
My take is that when they get rid of all the illegals in this country, white billionaires will then magically become generous and start paying people a living wage because they inadvertently got rid of their excuse as to why they're not paying people.
100% disagree.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would they all of a sudden start paying?
Because it's the illegal aliens' fault. That's why.
So once...
I like that he can just get there in a sentence, you know? Just cut through the entire Trump administration, not to mention every right-winger's logic, where it's like, yeah, don't actually question billionaires or what they do or massive corporations. Just stay mad at immigrants. Immigrants are taking your jobs, and they're the baddies. And it's like, okay, it really feels, though, that like a lot of the immigrants who are being exploited, I won't deny that aspect, are the ones like giving us food. A lot of this like very mass-produced bounty of food that, yeah, is getting more and more expensive and will keep getting more expensive. But I don't feel like they're just evil people who are arriving here specifically to both take jobs and then vote for libs as part of the white genocide conspiracy. kind of feels like most people, they just arrive in another nation to work and to provide for their families and to give their kids better lives so that they one day can grow up and do comedy on the subway. That kind of feels like what they're all doing, because it's what everyone's always done forever. Like, unless you're indigenous or you got brought over here and you were the descendant of slaves, you had that experience at one point. Your parents came over to North America to have a better life and then to provide a better life for you, so that a couple generations down the road, you can have a failed son or failed daughter who tries to be a stand-up comedian or be on SNL or be a Twitch streamer. Well, one of the many. That's the dream, right? Is that your life just got so much better that you didn't have to worry about terrible conditions or maybe an authoritarian government or maybe just being invaded or exploited by the US and its empire. And so you arrive into the shores of America, and then you work hard one generation, second generation works hard as well. You know, a lot of people want kids to be daughters and lawyers, and then the whole family is doing well enough that you can actually materially support your kids as they try to get their dreams made of being models. that's the dream. And then when someone else tries to do it, all of a sudden it's like, what job? What? No, they're coming here to steal the jobs. Oh, they're coming here to ruin everything. They're bringing drugs. They're rapists. Some, I assume, are good people, you know?
The problem.
They need to come to this country the right way, the way my people came here.
On a boat?
Yeah, with flowers and welcoming everybody. That's the way you do it.
You're pilgrim-blooded, right?
I think, yeah, you go back a couple generations. Yeah, my people had a belt buckle right in the front.
That was a great react shot. If you haven't had the pleasure of traveling on the New York subway, let me tell you, it is an adventure and awesome. For the most part, it can be shitty, true. But for the most part, riding on the New York subway, so as a Canadian who lived in New York for a little while, I was kind of just blown away at how almost every single day you would experience something. It's certainly not boring. I'll tell you that. If you want to go to somewhere where it's not boring, where your commute to work every day can feature everything from a sermon where you learn that by the time you stop at the next location, you are going to hell. And not just a regular sermon where there's one person in a corner being like, my children, prepare for the flock. I'm talking about someone standing on top of their chair and yelling out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden just being like, we are all sin in the eyes of God. The great fire will come down upon us. And you're just like, oh, okay, this is happening. And then the next time you ride it, there might be a show. There might be a Cirque du Soleil tier performance by a whole bunch of people who are doing breakdancing, backflips and stuff like that. And you're like, that's pretty badass. Didn't think I'd be experiencing that. The next day you might be riding and a dude, and this happened to me, walks in with a portable DJ set and he's playing electronic music and he turns the subway into like a little mini dance party and he's just like sitting there and then he's like playing it and it's like, you know, more techno music, less Donald Trump, and everyone's like, like it just, you never know what you're gonna get, or you can see maybe some violence too. Like I'm saying, it's certainly not boring.
That's the way you do it.
Turkey boys, Thanksgiving boys.
That was the name of that gang. They were the Turkey boys. Yeah. That's what you do. You come here and then you murder everybody that's here, and then whoever's left, you try to enslave them, but they know the land too well, and then you go to Africa and you fucking bring a bunch of people over, have them do all the work. Torture, rape, that's the right way to do it. That's the right way. That's how you come here. You don't jump over a fence and start picking almonds in the Central Valley for $2 a month.
You're doing a bit. We're on the train.
Huh?
He's doing a bit. I'm just making sure everyone.
I am astounded it actually took that long, because I was like, you know, he does a lot of these interviews and they're usually pretty clever. And also, you know who Bill Burr is, obviously. took a while. Oh, this is a bit. Oh, you're not just a rampant white supremacist racist. Shit. Okay, cool.
No, you're doing a bit.
Oh, wait, this is a serious show?
No, this is not a serious show. This is the stupidest show in the world.
So I can't joke around?
We're joking. I'm just letting everyone else know that we're joking.
So you thought it was so not funny that you had to tell them that I was doing a joke?
I mean, a lot of people on this train are just going to work. We're two guys
Oh, look
sitting
at
here.
you, fucking lunch pail Larry over here.
A lot of these people, they're just trying to go to work.
You know, I read somewhere that Bill Burr at age 57, no offense,
Why would I be offended by that? At least I know what 4 seasons feel like.
the hotel.
No, you don't have spring and fall anymore. I had that for 40 years.
But I read somewhere that at around age 57, Bill.
You just wove a climate change joke in there. See, you're just sitting beside a master.
Whereas, eased up a bit. I mean, he's a more relaxed guy. You don't seem very relaxed
Compared to old me.
Yeah.
I don't seem relaxed. I'm sitting here with my legs crossed. First of all,
Your body language.
you have been fucking argumentative the second we fucking sat down going, what is this? People trying to go to work. You're doing a bit, and then you fucking get me all right. This is what people do.
Are you
Look at
still
you with
doing
your
a bit?
dirty fucking pants. This is a show?
What's really dirty?
What are you talking about? That whatever that stain is on your leg. I gotta look at that
cum.
this whole
That's
fucking
cum.
interview? It's okay.
Why do you think I'm trying to rile you up?
Listen, dude, that's between you and your
No,
therapist.
I never rile people up. I've never had this review. I want to hang out.
So it's me. I get it.
This
It's
show's
me.
about hanging out.
You know what? I'm starting to understand how this is going to be edited.
It's going to be edited straight through.
Why is there 3 fucking cameras?
Well, that guy's on you. She's on me. That guy's getting B-roll.
I do want to add that he wasn't adversarial at the start. Okay, he was like, okay, I get the premise. We just hang out. We tell some stories. I'm gonna do a bit. All right, I'm gonna pretend that I'm a far right conservative for a little while. And then as soon as he's like, oh, sorry, I just want the audience to know this was a comedy. You're doing a routine, as they call it, a stand-up routine. Yes, those are fun. Those are great. Yeah. now Bill's switched right into fucking roast mode. You've activated roaster. I was like, fucking hell, you fucking loser, fucking cum stained pants. Fucking look at this. You're pretending to be the common man. You got a team. There's a crew of fucking 3 people in here, you fucking jerk offs.
B-roll is the lying roll. That's how you know, when I say a bunch of shit, then they just cut to you going, nodding like that.
That's me agreeing. Yes,
And then it comes back into me, and that's why I like Hitler. What? What happened?
there's the clip.
There's the clip. There you go.
Some of your jokes are about how everyone is mad at everyone else. Right now. There's a time where people are mad at each other. This guy's mad at that guy's mad at this guy, and no one's mad at the right people.
Yeah, they have states hating other states. You know, people in red states don't like California. People in California don't like Texas. And like somewhere along the line, we missed that it's the United States, and that we're all on the same team. And I wish, you know, people had the time to travel more, because the thing that I've learned going to all 50 states and going around the world is like the people that are on this thing, right? Aside from this occasional crazy person, are cool. And all they, you know, they don't want, you know, a whole mountain of money. They want enough. They want to be happy, and they want to have enough money for food. They want to feel safe. It's a very simple wants. And these psychos at the top, they just get everybody all stirred up. This guy's causing riots in American cities. And, you know, there's people trying to get to their apartments, and they're getting shot with rubber bullets. And we are so divided because of CNN and Fox News that as long as the bullets are going at the countrymen that are wearing the wrong tie, you somehow don't view them as on your team anymore. And it's a really dangerous time. It's really dangerous. And I don't think it's by accident. And I don't understand what they're doing. So I have faith, though, that through things like this and social media, you know, because you've seen it's brought down regimes around, you know, the world, that we can get on the same page. But one of the things I hate the most, people who write things like, I will never forgive people that voted for Trump. And it's just like, well, now you just caused division.
Yeah.
You want to bring them over. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you also just voted for a guy that should have been in a fucking home. You know, he's on his back porch talking to himself. You know what I mean? You also did that. So it's like, we've all made mistakes. And it's just like, it's okay to be like, yeah, hey, I thought the guy was going to do this. Now he's doing that. You know?
I saw a great tweet the other day that said, I wish Joe Biden was alive to see this. Do you have any advice for a new dad?
Yeah, if any other parents try to say negative things, just don't listen to them. Like, oh man, buckle up, or wait till they get to this age. And for some reason, people that have kids that are even a couple of months older than you, they feel like they're these authorities, and they always, more times than not, forecast something awful that's going to happen. It's amazing. The whole thing is awesome. You know, obviously you're tired and it's frustrating, that type of thing, but don't listen to anybody. You know, are they doing this yet? You know, do they know how to ride a bike and all of this? I had somebody one time was asking if my kid was jumping yet, and I said no, and they were like my kid was never going to learn how to jump. You know what I mean? Like, it's like somebody created a chart to cause panic so people would bring him to a jumping specialist or whatever.
That's how I feel about Fetterman. I made a huge mistake. Yeah, totally. Like, if I was an American and I was in that district, I would have voted for Fetterman, obviously, over Dr. fucking Oz. But now seeing him just become a genocidal maniac, like, you're obviously sitting there being like, oh, shit. Yeah, I fucked up. And if there was someone on the other end who was just like, I'll just never forgive any single person who ever voted for Fetterman, like, you effectively voted for everything that Israel's doing, you're a monster for life. Then it's kind of like, okay, cool. So that makes, I guess, progress impossible. Because where do we find ourselves now then? Like, you know, who amongst us has not been fooled by a smooth talking, well, he wasn't smooth talking, but a politician who promises one thing and delivers none of it? That seems to be a pretty consistent pattern.
They're just trying to vacuum
There's
money.
a difference between that, by the way, and people who, like, legitimately in their hearts voted for Trump and are getting the things they wanted because they are terrible people. Like, if you're a fascist or a Nazi or a neo-Nazi or a Christian nationalist or a reactionary or any of that kind of shit, and you genuinely voted for it because you want fucking people who look different than you to feel pain, fuck those monsters. They have to be destroyed. That's just like that. There's a big difference between that and the person who feels like, I don't feel like I get represented by the Democrats. They promise that they're going to make things better, and in my own experience, my kitchen table, how much do I have to pay for rent? How much do I have to pay for groceries? How much do I have to pay for all of this? It's just getting more expensive, and they keep promising that. And the other guy is saying things in the clips that I'm getting in my very, very specific, customized social media feed. By the way, I'm not actively looking for the same things that you're looking for. I might not be in the same echo chamber as you, so I haven't seen the Mein Kampf quotes. I haven't seen the disaster after the disaster where he says some horrifying shit. I saw a clip that got sent to me in my Facebook feed that showed Donald Trump calling out the greed and excesses of the Democrats, and I saw a clip where he said that he's the peacetime president and he's going to end the wars day one. He's going to end the war with Ukraine. He's going to end the war between Israel and Gaza. He's saying that he's going to, get rid of the elites, and he's going to drain the swamp, and he's going to put more food on the table, and gas will go down, and eggs will go down, and that's why I voted for him. And, we could spend all day being like, lol, fell for it again award, lol, FAFO, haha, all of Alabama has had every single public sector worker fired, hundreds of thousands of people don't have jobs, all the kids don't have schools anymore, FAFO, enjoy your lives, FAFO. And it's like, cool, but we're all on the same orb, Earth. So every time you can extend that to other countries. When you see entire other nations fall because like a bunch of people got fooled from mass media or internet manipulation or social media manipulation, and you're like, that sucks. Damn, Argentina's poverty, their rate doubled under Javier Milei. Haha, FAFO, enjoy Argentina. FAFO, how do you enjoy that? That fucking sucks. Hey, he's involved in one of the largest cryptocurrency scams in human history. Your own president was promoting that. FAFO, how does that feel? You fucked around and you found out and life sucks now, huh? And it's like, yep. Sucks for all of us though, right? Because, see, like, if there's a terrible leader that comes into power somewhere, I don't know, like Jair Bolsonaro, and then a part of his policy is, I'm just going to deforest the Amazon. And you're like, oh, don't do that. And he's like, fuck off. And then he does some of it. It just does these mass burnings. The whole planet is unfortunately going to warm excessively, and we're all going to die. So it's one of those things where we can FAFO all day, all night, and be super, super satisfied in that, yeah, I didn't fall for it because I had slightly more advantages than you, more time and more media literacy as a result of a ton of conditions that are very, very complex. But I was able to see through it, but you weren't. So you fucked around and you found out. That's a totally separate category that I find is gross and we need to stop. Like, do you go after the people who actively want these horrible things that are happening, that want to see children get ripped out of their mother's arms and thrown into jail cells? Absolutely. Fuck those monsters. Again, Nazis need to be destroyed. Nazism needs to be destroyed. One of the reasons it keeps festering and repeating itself is it's got a very fertile ground in wealth inequality. And in addition to that, the ideology is not universally condemned. And so, yeah. And guess what? Nazis are not born Nazis. They become Nazis. So you can denazify at any point. You can stop being a fascist. You can, yes, pick up and read a book. So it's not even saying that, hey, by the way, we need to fucking glass them all or something like that. It's like you could literally just stop being a Nazi whenever you wanted to, but you're going down that Nazi path, right?
People think they need a bunch of money to raise a kid and buy him all of this stuff. The biggest thing your kid needs is your time. That's the number one thing. They need your time.
I can give some of that.
Which is why I'm going nuts out here, because I'm 5 months into this fucking run, and I got to get home.
The jump to Broadway.
Yes.
Ooh. What?
I like that. I liked that. That was nice.
Thank you.
That was smooth.
What's the biggest challenge as a professional comedian and a guy that stands on stage telling jokes to a lot of people? Now you're standing on stage reciting lines to a bunch of people. How does that feel? What's different about it?
All right, well, I've done stand-up, standing in front of a crowd, and I've acted in some like TV and movie stuff. So I've done both. So it's kind of like a little bit like combining both of those worlds, where it was like I'm doing the acting thing, except I'm doing it in front of a crowd. The crowd is subconsciously telling you to speed up, slow down, what else? The information's coming too fast, we're into this. And then there's also doing the same scene night after night after night after night. there's the fear at first of, oh my God, what if I forget my lines, which happened a couple of times. So it's alive because you're afraid.
Macho, Sigma, Soy Boy, thank you very much for subscribing. Sorry I didn't mention it earlier. And Quiet185, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Loki Fox. This is very generous of you.
But then once you get comfortable, then this complacency comes in, and then the scene isn't as good. So you have to like, sort of like jack yourself up to the right place every night. It brought what I loved about stand-up into acting. And I would 100% do it again if I could figure out a way to not be away from my family. So they've been coming for like 1 week a month, which has really been like my saving grace.
I just want to say to his point, by the way, that is true that, like, you know, kids need your love and attention. And then the problem is that economically that plays into it. You don't have time to spend with your children if you have to work 2 jobs, right? Or if you're a single parent, or if like the cost of daycare is prohibitively expensive, so you got to find some alternative to that. All of that plays into the same problem. Whereas like if people's basic needs were more met, if people had better social safety nets, if people had better access to resources, then you have more time to spend with your kids. You have more time to do the things you want. It sucks because like so much of our advances in technology, which I agree are awesome sometimes, they've not come with easier lives for the general population. They've come for just higher profit margins for corporations. It's been like since the Luddites onward. It's like if we have, you know, mass modernization, machines that can do a lot of manual labor that we used to be able to do, everything from farming to textiles to manufacturing and stuff. And now machines are so complex that they can do a lot of very, you know, microprocessing and all that kind of stuff. That should make our lives easier. Instead, it's like, okay, well, we're just eliminating X amount of the workforce, and yeah, we don't pay you anymore because we got machines that don't need salaries. This is better for us. And now AI, the idea behind this, right, is that AI, in essence, should give us more time to do the things that we want, like make art. But instead, because of their capitalist brains, they've been developing this thing to replace art and artists by machines making that. Hence, you've got AI music, AI video, AI pictures, AI paintings, AI writing, all the creative stuff that you probably would want to do if you had more free time, or if you had your dream job. Is your dream job being a writer? Well, guess what? You're being schooled right now by people printing AI conspiracy books and throwing them on Amazon because they fucking can. They're just like, hey, here's an entire AI written book about COVID being fake. The Fauci conspiracy. It's doing numbers on Amazon right now. Yep. And hey, are you someone who actually likes content creation? Do you like making TikTok videos? Well, fucking wait till you see what's dominating TikTok right now. Whole bunch of these cute animated, they look like Pixar movie cartoons. They're all AI. It's just AI slop. It's just fucking pouring out there. And unfortunately, people who don't know how to discern between an AI art and a regular art, or it just becomes too sophisticated that no one can. Now you're just sitting there being like, yeah, that's cute. The kitten saved the pig's life. I love this video. It makes me happy. Pinterest is gone. The website, Pinterest. It's nothing but AI slop. They're not only is their amount of users just plummeting because no one just wants to look up AI slop of pictures anymore, but it's just so much AI slop that they can't regulate it. If you go to Pinterest, it is mostly AI photos now. AI photos of all the things that it's supposed to be. And that sucks. That's not what we were supposed to be doing. Atomic Toast, thank you very much for the generous dono. First relationship had to be binary, but now they're binary code. Yes, we gotta, oh man, we're gonna have to save so many souls who are starting to have relationships with Elon Musk's waifu girlfriend app. No, it's just
and stand-up comedy has. So a lot of nights after I do the show is I go to the Comedy Village, PJ Lander's place, and I just do a set, and it's a nice sort of like come down rather than just going back to my empty apartment by myself. That's like pulling like the emergency brake. Right.
By the way, it's not doomed. I want to add that. Like, if you're like, oh yeah, but that's unfortunately it's going too fast in one direction, we can't stop it. We absolutely can, by the way. People still, to this day, both mass produce and listen to vinyl. It's so expensive. It's so heavy. It is cost consuming and space consuming. But it's also really, really aesthetically pleasing, and people like it. and they've never stopped liking it. Not only the sound quality, but the idea of actually having a physical piece of media that I put onto a rotating circle, and then it spins and it plays music, and then it creates a social scenario. There's a lot of really amazing bars you might go to where they just have a little vinyl in the middle and people can pick records off the shelves and put them down. People still print new albums on vinyl. Why? That is old, archaic, dead technology, but there's just something about it that hasn't been replaceable by an MP3. That kind of stuff.
You know, it was kind of fun to go down and, you know, bomb a little bit. And, you know, when it's not going so well, and then it's going well, and the excitement of something new, and it's just sort of like palate cleanser, as they say.
It's a wind down.
Thank you. It's a wind down.
AI can't do arts and crafts yet, glass stuff, but I know it's coming. Oh, we already mass manufacture all that stuff. Pottery, glass, all that. Machines mass produce it. I mean, a lot of the times, like I know there's obviously, you'd rather have like a handcrafted vase or something like that, or vase, sorry if I'm saying it the wrong way. But, you know, when you go to a restaurant and you see all those, what look like handcrafted, they could just be mass produced by machines or 3D printers or stuff like that.
That was me. I mean, the minute I was...
The majority of my shit has been so people will leave me alone.
Yeah?
Which is so funny that I did this.
I think Rome is guilty of the original case of cultural appropriation. And the follow-up is that there's Jesus everywhere in Rome, but Jesus never went to Rome. They're the first ones that said, you know, Jesus, let's put paintings and sculptures
I'm going to have to say that's above my pay grade. I don't know enough about history.
That's what I said.
I'll tell you one of my favorite ones is when I go to England and they go like, the people over there, they're like, Roy, what's wrong with America? I'll tell you what's wrong with it. You fucking started it. That's what's wrong with it. And you go around the world, any place, if there's a country that's fucked up, there's a 90% chance that England was there. And they treated the lighter-skinned people a little better than the darker-skinned. They stirred them all fucking up. They were the original. England is the original CNN and Fox News. They got them all fucking killing each other. That's what it is.
They're the original.
Not realizing realizing they're all on the same team.
Where are you going right now?
I don't know. Where am I going?
What are you doing on Wall Street?
Going to Wall Street?
Trading stocks?
I'm visiting my white bros down there, man, so we can fucking talk to the lizard people.
Well, Bill, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
All right. I hope
Thank
I
you
didn't
for joining
fuck
us.
this up.
I don't think you did.
You didn't?
I have a great editor.
Oh, you did?
That was awesome. That was one of the better ones. I liked it. If you enjoyed that content, you should support the content creators, Subway Takes with Kareem Rama. Here's the link, and you can subscribe or thumbs up or comment or be like, yeah, that's good. Nah, that's not good. Nah, that's great. It's not.
Don't let this happen to you. Go to serfscoffee.com to order the only end-to-end owned indigenous coffee company that delivers blood-free, conflict-free, and cruelty-free beans right to your door. 0% of people who drink serfscoffee.com have exploded spontaneously. By ordering right now, you get 10% off plus free shipping, and it's the best way to enjoy delicious coffee while not exploding. That's serfscoffee.com, serfscoffee.com.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwig, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons. Head on down to patreon.com/theserfs. That's patreon.com